Okay. I'm getting it. So what you're telling me is that I can come into your life, the life you've lived for 20 some odd years, and I can disregard every trauma, trial, tribulation, and wahala you've been through inside your life and just treat you anyhow. It's like free. To disrespect you is free. Wombo. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna take everything from you. Every single thing you have. You're a pushover, and I need you to stand on business immediately.
Let's take this overboard now. I want you to
Feel that heat, and we can ride the boogie, share that heat of love. I wanna ride
All right, that's enough. Be a lady. Hey guys. Hi guys. What? Are you a auntie or what? Oh, I know you're 24 now, but just chill. Like you're young. Maintain your youth. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stacey Through coming at you live with another video, baby. Now listen, today I know you came here to smile and to joke around, but I'm here to hold you like this and shake you around. Like, I'm not even joking. Some of you guys are actually embarrassing me. I was telling you guys in my last video how I was supposed to go on a date, and I didn't end up going on the date because the guy came late to pick me up, and I didn't care how far he came for the day. I didn't care if you came from Timbuktu. You came late. You knew for 5 days we were meeting at this time, so what was the problem? So I sent him home. I don't care how long it took me to get ready. I don't care how far you came. You came late, and I'm standing on business. I don't play about me. It took me a long time to be the person that I am today, to value myself, to love myself, and I love and respect myself enough to tell you to go to your house and enter that bed that made you late and sleep. And I'm hearing some discourse, yeah, about like, oh yeah, that's kind of mean. You should have just gone, shut up. Some of you guys have this misunderstanding on the concept of standing on business, and I'm here to clear the air. Simple. You're probably like, what does it mean to stand on business? According to Urban Dictionary, to stand on business is to take care of your business, to be on your grind. On social media, people have been using the term standing on business to signify the fact that they're maintaining their boundaries, that they're getting what they deserve because they're standing up for themselves. Then there's the people who don't know how to stand on business. I just recently learned how to stand on business, and I actually used to be a pushover and I used to be a people pleaser, and I'm done with that. So I'm here to get you out of that sunken place immediately. You're probably like, Stacey, what makes you so certified to tell us where and how to go? Well, I'll have you know, I've been in 4 relationships, 3 in which I thought I was in love, and come to realize I wasn't actually in love. I was overexerting myself into people who didn't want anything to do with me. I was making myself uncomfortable to make them comfortable just for them to turn around and dead. I'm also an advocate for rotational dating. I only date people who coincide with what I want, and if you don't coincide with what I want, I'm not dealing with you. Your mama can deal with you, not me. Sorry, I don't have no kids. I have 1 year of standing on business under my belt, and it has been lonely, but I built a lot of dignity and self-respect in the process, so I think that I have a lot to show y'all. Let's get into it. Just a disclaimer, I want you to understand why you're standing on business in the first place. Don't just stand on business because it's a trend. Don't just stand on business because you heard your friend say, stand on business. No, stand on business if you want better for yourself. If you're tired of making yourself uncomfortable to make other people comfortable. If you're tired of your boundaries being thrown around and dealt with anyhow, anyway. If you're tired of people disrespecting your time, your love, your money, whatever it is. Genuinely, you feel like that. Let me show you how to stand on business. Okay, first things first, I want you to understand the concept of a double bind. Now, a double bind is a situation in which a person is confronted with 2 irreconcilable demands or a choice between 2 undesirable options. So it's kind of like a weighing between 2 undesirable options. Now with the double bind, there comes the concept of the low power double bind. Think of like a scale. On both ends of the scale are levels of power that you have in a situation when you're standing up for yourself. On one end of the scale, you have not speaking up for yourself so much though that you get disrespected, you feel uncomfortable. On the other side, you feel like you stood up for yourself way too much. Like you really just popped at the mouth, and now you can't even be in the space that you know, stood up for yourself in. Like it's embarrassing to go around those people. Like there's 2 sides of that low power double bind, and we are trying to find that middle section where we just like hit it on the head. Bow! We're gonna respect our boundaries. I'm gonna try to do it with grace and class so that, you know what I mean? Like, you disrespected me, but it doesn't mean that I have to go and now, you know, obliterate you as much as I want to. But listen, I'm saved. I can't have to do it in this particular way. We're gonna hit that sweet spot right in the middle. Step number 1 for standing on business is to understand the concept of respecting yourself. I feel like we throw that concept around very, very loosely. Like, yeah, respect myself. Do you though? You don't wanna be in a situation where you feel like you should have just spoke up for yourself and you didn't. Because let me tell you something, that makes me want to rip my hair out. When I feel like I should have said something that I didn't say, or like I should have popped someone in the mouth that I didn't pop. Ooh. And then on the other end, you don't want to feel like you did too much. You don't want to, like, at the end of the day, I'm a recovering people pleaser. So I don't feel comfortable, you know, disrespecting anybody I see just to get my way. It makes me feel really, really uncomfortable to leave that type of reputation behind. So it gives me some stress to be on either side of that low power bind. But having a concept of respecting yourself and your values and your boundaries and things that you will not allow people to play with makes the stress of the situation leave. Think about the things you actually do care about. The things in relationships that you would not let anybody play around with. I like lists. I'm a girl of lists. When I make a list, I get shit done. That's just how it is. Make a list of the boundaries that you have and the values that you have that make you respect yourself. Not only should you make a list with these values and boundaries that you have that, you know, you see as reasoning as to why people should respect you and why you should respect yourself, but also make a list of the things that you want in relationships, whether that's friendship, platonic, romantic, whatever it is. Make a list. I feel like it's so easy for us to think about it, like, yeah, I want a friend who is cool and fun, but when you actually like see it on paper and you see it, it's like, yeah, I'm not playing about this. I made a list. For romantic relationships, I've heard this being referred to as like a love list. You write down exactly what you're looking for, and if the people that you encounter like at the club or like at the, you know, grocery store, like they don't match the whatever you're looking for, don't even entertain it. You don't even look for potential and falling in love with potential and seeing maybe he could be, he can't. Look at the guy, he cannot. Get alone. It's more peaceful that way. It kind of like lets the options sort themselves out. You know what I mean? For example, for mine, in romantic relationships, I want my partner to exhibit the fruits of the spirit. And if you don't know the fruits of the spirit, I'm gonna put them right here. Bow. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verses 4-8 say, love is patient. Like, what? Are you hearing him? You hearing him? Love is patient. Love is kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. It's not proud. It doesn't dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. It's not easily angered. It keeps no record of rights and wrongs. Love is not delighted in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. If I cannot replace my man's name with the word love in those verses, me no want. Me can't want. I want a person that's kind. I want a person that's patient. I don't want to sleep with you on the first date. And I want you to love me enough that you know that that's a value that I hold close to my heart. That's a value that I don't play about. As soon as I get somebody who's now pressing me, like touching me, insinuating, doing all this, already I know I have to stand on business with you right now, because I know for a figgity fact that you cannot be my husband. My husband would never do me like that. My husband is patient, he's kind, he's like, make a list and get serious about this list. I'm telling you, don't sway. Step number 3, identify the person that you think that you need to stand on business with and really just look at them. Some of you guys need to open your eyes. Just open them. Like seriously. I used to suffer from this thing called, como se dice, delusion. I was delulu. I was so lulu. And one thing I've noticed about this generation is that we think that being delusional is cute. And let me tell you something, it's not. It's not cute and it's not fun. It's just not it. Like people just throw that around like, oh my gosh, we're so delulu, like we think he loves us but he don't, so delulu. That's not funny. I think you actually are pathetic. Get up. Delusion is an excuse. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5 says, casting down imaginations in every high thing that exalteth or to raise the rank or power of itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Now, basically, casting down imagination. Stop being delulu about every high thing that, you know, the thoughts in your head that you make bigger than what God intended for you. Cast them down. Sit them down. We're gonna capture the rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey. Capture the rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey. Capture the rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey. It rhymes with stand on business. Delusion is your imagination, and your imagination is completely neutral. It doesn't really sway. You're the one who imagines it. You do it this, you do it that, you're swaying here, swaying there. Can you just stand still and teach your thoughts to obey? Your thoughts run rampant and they go where you want them to go. So, when your thoughts are running rampant, you look at the what? The list! And you say, hey, I forgot that I'm a person who doesn't do this and does this. Let me go back to the regularly scheduled programming. I don't know what I thought this was, but it wasn't that. Don't be delusional. Look at the person that you're dealing with and don't say, oh, they could be. They once were. They're not there anymore, babe. It's dead. That person you thought you knew, it's dead. let it go. The person is showing you exactly, explicitly who they are as a human being. Take what they're giving you. They're low effort. They're constantly insisting and persisting on you, you know, doing things with them that you don't want to do. Take them as they are. Because I pinky promise you, it's exactly who they are. Don't make excuses for them. And if what the person is does not align with what you said you wanted in a relationship or a friendship or a, you know what I mean? Finished. That's your sign that you need to stand on business. They gotta go. Now you're probably like, Stacey, okay. I understand that I need to stand on business. I'm understanding that. But how? How, Sway? Sway gonna tell you. Sway gonna tell you, don't worry. As of lately, I've learned the power of silence. Personally, when it comes to standing on business, I'm a fan of just ghosting people who don't, you know what I mean? Like, you're disrespecting me. Why do I want you in my life anymore? Get out. But if we're opting for a conversation, we can do this in a mean way and we can do this in a nice way. And it really does depend on, you know, how you want to be perceived by others. And maybe some of you just don't care, but I'm gonna say it for the people like me who, you know what I mean, we care just a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to be known as rich. But if I have to, I have to. But if I don't have to, like, I'm not gonna go that way. I need you to actually think about whether you want to go the mean route or the nice route and why you want to do both of those things. If you genuinely in your heart feel like this person deserves the mean route, babes, give it to them. Give it to them. But I feel like some of you are gonna go the nice route just because it's like, it's easier to be nice to people. It's easier to be like, I'm sorry, like, I just don't think that it's best for me. And then they chat you a little bit, they winky, they do like this, and now you're back. For the people who want to choose the nice route to stand on business, I want you to remember that a lot of people weren't nice to you. When they were disrespecting your boundaries, they were quite rude. They didn't care about your feelings and how it affects you, and I need you to stop thinking about how it affects them. I need you to be selfish, and I know it hurts you. I need you to put the niceness to the side for a second before you end up on that side of the low power bind where you're like, you wish you shot on them when you had the chance. Now you're sitting here, you're constipated, it's all inside your system, you need to let it out somewhere, and you're not gonna do it here. No. I would say if you want to be nice about it, like if you're actually struggling and you don't want to be a mean person because you just don't have that in you, maybe just be stern. You don't gotta do the ornate elaborations of but you were a pleasure to have around while we were together, but it's just not working right now. Just say, it's not working. Now with standing on business, I feel like I'm about to burp. Now with standing on business, you need to use concrete statements. I've learned that the boisterous words that really help, that really are me just trying to like soften the landing so the person doesn't get hurt that bad. It doesn't do anything for me personally, and it actually has put me in worse situations than I would have been had I just told the person it's done. Like, it's over. As nice as I was trying to be, I end up looking like the bitch at the end of the day. Like, it's like, you were a mean person before I decided to stand on business, then I was nice about how I stood on business, and then you realized I'm standing on business, so then you came back and you bit me. You came back and then you twisted the whole situation to make me seem like I'm a cuckoo crazy, you know what I mean? I should have just stood on the business and stood on your neck. Use concrete statements. Say, I will no longer be part of this relationship. We have a very controlling and manipulative dynamic that I no longer want to be a part of. Bang! You know what? Don't even say I feel, because you know I'm realizing about that I feel very controlled. I feel very manipulated. Gaslighters, they love that. A feeling is so like abstract. It's like they can play with it. They can mold it to however they want to mold it. But if you just say it's controlling, it's manipulative, it's perverted, they can't say anything. It is what it is. But you need to enter that situation and know for a fact that these concrete statements are something that you're standing on. Like, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I firmly believe that I'm being disrespected. I firmly believe that I'm being manipulated. I firmly believe that my boundaries are askew, astray. So that when you look that person in the eyes, nothing changes. You can't stand on business and you be knock-kneed. You know what I mean? You can't stand on business and have a broken leg and a limp. You have to stand big and say exactly what you were feeling when you looked at yourself in the mirror. Like, don't let the person stand there and make you respect yourself enough that a gaslighter cannot alter the way that you think. Now, I mean, now for the, you know, anomaly of situations in which you want to stand on business but maybe remain this person's friend or something, I wouldn't say offer solutions for this person to be your friend or rectify the situation, because I feel like if my friend or significant other told me there was a problem, I, out of love and respect for them, would try to fix it. So you just even saying that you feel a way should warrant them trying to fix the problem. So maybe if they don't fix the problem when you pose the problem, they don't like you. Have you ever thought of that? But anyways, if you feel like you want to be their friend and they're just maybe stupid, First of all, don't make excuses for them. But anyways, I'm trying to make some leeway for the people who are gonna feel like, you know, they can't really stand. They're gonna kneel on business, perhaps lay on business. You can offer solutions like, yeah, we could just be friends, but you know how that goes. I say don't do it. Well, it's your life, yeah? It's important when standing on business to be passionate. I'm a passionate and emotional person. The way that I speak, especially when I'm conveying the way that I feel, can often elicit crying. I don't understand what it is, but I cry a lot. I need you to be passionate about the way that you respect yourself, truly feel that you deserve better, but don't cry. Don't do it. And if you start to cry, look away. And if you start to cry, run to the bathroom or something. Do something. Don't let them see you cry. Replace the feeling of being sad with being so incredibly like passionate, like you're excited that you are now standing up for yourself. You know for a fact someone will come and fulfill the position of friend or significant other. I need you to be passionate about the fact that better is coming. I'm a firm believer in if it's not good, God's not done yet. So this is not good, meaning God's not done. Someone better is coming after you, but I need to make space for them here sitting in their seat. Get up. Be passionate about the fact that that better is coming. So passionate that you are firm in your decision and you don't waver and you don't cry. I remember a person was trying to pursue me, and then in the same literal breath, I'm watching him chat to other girls. I'm not hearing the conversation he's having with these other girls, nor was I really interested in him. But to see, like, how can you open that your dirty mouth to say you want me, then you go and even ask her how her day was? What's wrong with you? I was sick and I was also a little bit, you know what I mean? But anyway, in that moment, I remember trying to convey the fact that, you know, you don't come over here and say you want me and then now go and do that. But instead of me saying that and just like leaving it at that, I started crying. And it just made me feel so dumb. Like, I should have respected myself enough to collect myself and go to the bathroom and actually like thought like, what's making you upset right now, Stacey? And why do you feel like that? Oh, because you want to be respected. Okay, and you have boundaries. Okay. Then come out and speak. But I jumped the whole list and why do I feel like this? And these are my values. And I just went to straight like standing on business and I didn't even know how to stand yet. So don't skip no steps. And finally, after you tell this person exactly how you feel, I'm gonna need no contact. No contact. Stand! This is the moment in which you stand! You're standing! Don't fall. No contact with a person who's trying to, you know, half-ass fix the situation that they've already done. Or most times, especially in like relationships, someone will try to fix the problem and it's like they don't even fix it. Have you guys ever heard the theory of the penny? Listen, actually hear me out. I heard about this concept of something called the penny theory. It's like when your significant other is giving you like 100%, or in this case, $100 every week, they're giving you $100. And then one day they drop to $90. And then you look at them like, oh, you're only giving me 90 today? What's the problem? And they're like, okay, sorry, I'll up the ante on it. They give you 95. Now, it isn't the original 100, but it is more than what I've been getting. So I'm just gonna keep taking it. Then they drop it lower. They drop it down to 80. Now it's like, damn, what the heck? You start complaining. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. Then they bring it up to 85. They keep doing this until they're literally not even close to the amount of effort they used to put in their relationship at the beginning, to the point where now you're left at a penny. And a lot of the times, because of that slow exponential decrease, we're still allowing the BS, because it's like how a frog sits on a pan. If you were to slowly turn the heat up, the frog's not gonna realize that it's cooking. But if you were to put a frog on a hot pan, it would jump. You get me? You're the frog sitting on the pan that's slowly getting hot. Then now you're in a relationship for 10 years and this man is actually treating you like garbage. Garbage. And you're thinking, I got the man in my dream. Baby, you're in love with the person you used to be. Let it go. Anyways, so yeah, honestly, best solution is no contact. Leave the person alone. They disrespected you. They are not what you want for your future or for yourself. And you expect yourself to understand that. Leave them alone. And in the rare case that they come back and they completely fix it, and I mean completely, don't allow for a penny theory situation, maybe give them another chance. But I'm so pro you had one chance with me and that's that. What the fuck? Who? He ain't stupid enough to lose me to another nigga in them streets. Ooh, they sad. Like, I just know that if I had a chance with me, I wouldn't screw it up. So how come you can get 10 chances and I can't? That leads me to my next point. Things to avoid when standing on business. The 3 strikes and you're out theory, baby. 3 strikes. Again, if I was messing with me, I wouldn't allow any mishaps, any problems. I'm opening my door, I'm getting me flowers, I'm doing everything to get this girl. She's a bad babe and I want her so bad. I'm not messing it up. You're letting this man, he never buys you a flower, He forgets your birthday. Maybe makes you cry on your birthday though. Happy birthday. But it was only 2 strikes, so I'm gonna let him slide, and maybe the next time, and then the next time, and then the next time. It's like you haven't even been counting. It's like we're at 10 strikes now, but you're still doing 3 strikes. What is good with your medulla? Be a businesswoman. 1 strike and you're gone. I remember this guy, my friend asked him what happened to the one who got away, and he was like, I messed up once and she left me for like 40 years, and I came back and I got her back, and now we're happily in love. That shorty's a businesswoman. She stood on business 4 years, and then he came back and he knew not to act anyhow. Another thing I want you guys to avoid is doing things for the plot. I'm actually tired of it. I'm tired of it. And listen, I'm guilty of it too. I've tried to stop because the plot it's misconstrued. Feel free to do things for the plot, but I'm gonna put it into perspective for you. I think doing things for the plot is just an excuse for you to get back in that situation and allow yourself to be treated like crap because you so desperately want a chance with this person again and you're not willing to let them go. So you're willing to put your pride aside and your dignity on the floor and do it for the plot. In reality, a plot is supposed to have a rising action, an exposition, a climax. It'd really be something if this man was like taking you on trips and like paying your bills, and that's why you're doing it for the plot, because it's like, oh my gosh, I have this like multi-millionaire, and yes, he treats me like a little bit like shit, but like it's like for the plot. That's actually a plot. That's actually like a story. Like you're experiencing new things with this person, and it's like, you know, getting what you want, but it hurts a little bit. Like I can see that doing it for the plot. A majority of you, the only plot that's happening is you're sitting in his car at McDonald's and you're having with him in the trunk. Then he's dropping you off at home. There's no plot happening there. There's no rising action, nothing. It's just a straight line. Nothing exciting is happening. This person offers you nothing, and you're the one who started doing things for the plot. You end up the only person in the plot. There's no other characters. You're the main character, and it's just disaster all around you. You're heartbroken. You're sad. Nobody's there for you. Like you're just like, you're doing it for the plot, but it's a plot that you created, and now you're alone in this plot, and it's like, it's not for the plot anymore. This is not an exciting plot. Stop doing things for the plot. It's giving self-hate. Let's love ourselves. It's just giving me justification to give this person one more chance to like see if they actually want you in their life, and that's so sad. Another thing to avoid is over-explanation. When standing on business, I used to be the type of person who would over-explain why I'm standing on business. Like when that person came late to pick me up for the date, yes, I said no, that I'm no longer going on the date, and I made them turn away, but I made the mistake of texting them and saying, I feel like you don't respect my time, and you're telling me how much you want me and how beautiful I am and how this, that, and third, and how I'm a queen, but you're not treating me as such. And so that's my reasoning for being out, and he didn't respond. So I think just avoid over explanation. In my experience of standing on business, have realized that saying nothing gets you way farther. Over explaining kind of just like icks them off you. Like it was like, like it was kind of like begging, kind of like, it's like get off your knees, if that makes sense. Like it's like you're just like, you want someone to treat you right so bad, like damn, like you're a lot of work type vibe. Am I making sense? No? All right, well, we'll move on to the next part. I know sometimes it could be like, I'm standing on business, but it could be really an adrenaline rush, and you could really be like, but it gets really lonely having respect for yourself. In this world, there are so many people. I don't know, in this day and age, I feel like people are not looking for love. Kind of like the meaning of love is lost. And I do believe that it's out there, but there's a very small amount of people out there that are actually looking for it. And I want it, and I deserve it, but in the right way and at the right time with the right person. So if I want it as bad as I think that I do, I'm gonna dub everything that doesn't meet my standards, and that's a lot of things. So it's gonna get really lonely. So, and it is what it is. I struggled with that thought for a long time. It's really important that you don't let that be a reflection of who you are as a person. I used to think that because I'm so lonely and because nobody's willing to abide by the boundaries that I have for myself, and nobody's willing to respect the body that I have, the body that I've loved, like no one's willing to wait till marriage, nobody's willing to do all these things, and maybe I need to take some things off this list, or maybe I need to lower my standards, or maybe this and maybe that, or maybe I'm just not that good. Like maybe I'm not as precious as I think that I am. Do not let the fact that you stood on business and people are not willing to do business with you be a reflection on the person that you are. The person who you've learned to love is the person who you've learned to love. You're the only person who's been in your body for your whole life. You're the only person who knows you as well as you know you. Don't ever allow somebody who's just come quickly have some sort of power over your mind that makes you think like you're not who you know you are. Remember that you stood on business for a reason. That person wasn't acting in accordance with your values and your beliefs, and that's fine. And the people who are for you and who are actually meant for you will change and try to fit the list that you have for yourself, or rectify the way that they act with you, and you know, maybe have a chance at being your life. Maybe. We'll see. We'll talk to corporate about that. Gonna get a promotion, maybe. Maybe. I know And I genuinely know because I'm feeling this right now. I'm feeling this heavy and I could literally cry thinking about it. You can sit there and you can wonder, like, when will it ever come, God? A time in which I will be loved. A time in which I will have an amazing, you know, group of friends. I feel like right now I have literally 2 friends. And I love them to bits. But I see, you know, big friend groups who all love one another, and I think to myself, when will I ever have that? I see marriage who are having kids, and like, I'm like, when will I ever? Will I ever? Will I ever? Lord, please, well, like, let me know. Tell me something. And if you're feeling that same way, I want you to know that it's gonna come. I have hope in my heart that it's gonna come for all of us. And it's just a matter of literally standing on business, literally not allowing stupid and stupider to affect, you know what I mean? The better in your life cannot come unless you make space for it. But start to be so passionate about your self-respect and your self-love that you don't even notice that companionship's not there. I know it's easier said than done. I'm literally trying to do the same thing. Okay, we're done. Once we learn what we've learned today, once we've absorbed what we've absorbed today, we're done dealing with the BS. It's done. You thought you can come around me and act anyway, anyhow. Me, I'm gonna show you. If you don't move, I'm gonna stand on you too with the business. It's gonna be you and business. You're gonna be in the chapter 12. It's the book of business. And that, folks, is how you stand on business. On my Instagram story, follow me on Instagram. Duh. I asked you guys what sticky situation you're in which you are struggling to stand on business. You're wiggling at the knees. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna read some of you guys' responses. Maybe if you guys have a similar situation, it'll help you out. Show you exactly how to stand on this business that I'm talking about. This guy wants to go on a date with me. When I asked him where I should meet him, he said he doesn't know, that we should think on it together. Please, how do I tell him to leave me alone or just navigate something like this? On your values list, do you want someone who's perhaps smart enough to know that, I should just ask this girl what her favorite food is and then book restaurants that serve that food? I don't think that you're asking for that much. Like, what do you mean, think on it together? Are you my friend? Because we can be that. Think on it together is a crazy statement. Think on it together is just giving me, he doesn't want to think about it by himself because he just doesn't want to put in the effort to think on it by himself. Like, sometimes I get confused with men like this because it's like, in movies, in shows, like, it's always been shown to you how to go on a date. Like, that's not something that's confusing to people. It's just like always like in the media. Booking a reservation is not where we're supposed to be getting lost, babe. Maybe when you're trying to figure out how I feel about you or like where we're going with this relationship, like that's where the confusion is supposed to come in. Please, he doesn't like you. Just leave him alone. A man told me to find somebody who actually likes me for me. That, baby girl, it's an honest man. Do exactly what he says. Respect him and respect yourself. I'm in a situationship with a guy. He says he wants to date me, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like he's broke. Which is funny because he comes from a rich family and I don't know if he can handle me and upgrade my lifestyle. I feel like he's downgrading him. Should I stop or wait and see if things get better? Okay, I feel like you should never fall in love with someone's potential. And if they're not who they are when you're with them, like them for where they are and don't be like they have the potential to do so much, because potential energy does not always turn into kinetic energy, babe. We're not always gonna, you know, exert that and not move in our purpose. On top of that, have you upgraded your lifestyle by yourself or are you looking for this man to do it for you? And if that's the case, it's giving do it yourself. And then while you're doing that, someone's gonna come along and like the fact that you're just a boss babe and then treat you the way that you deserve. Until then, leave this man and his potential alone. Next case. My bestie moved to a different country and now we don't feel like besties anymore. I feel sad hell. Like I told you guys, I have 2 friends that are very close to me. So I have a bestie on the East Coast and the West Coast. This is hard. I'm on the East Coast for an extended period of time and I'm on the West Coast for an extended period of time. So I spend a lot of time away from one while I'm with the other. That can be strenuous on friendships. For one, what I find funny, I'm about to read you where, is that with friendships, I find that like a lot of the time, we're not willing to exert as much energy into friendships as we are into relationships. Like that man, he disrespects you a lot, babe. You deal with a lot. He gives you nothing, expects you to make something of it, and you do make something of it. Like you do overexert yourself in that relationship. You do try to find solutions that aren't there. But with like a friendship, you're less like, so you're not trying as hard with the friendship. Like it's like, especially like a girl and girl friendship, we're so quick to like cut each other off. Your man, you take him back when he cheats. He doesn't like treat you the way you deserve. You're cool in it. You want to talk everything out, but it's not, we don't extend the same mercy and grace to our friends. So first of all, do that. Like I said, respect yourself, find your values and what you want in the relationship with your friend, and realize, is this the person that you actually want in your life, yes or no? And if it's a yes, I suggest having a conversation with the people. The friend that I thought the distance was like straining our relationship, I literally told her, I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel so weird. Like you're making all these new friends and I'm making all these new friends and I feel like you're not my friend anymore. Like I feel like we're just like distancing. Like I don't know, do you fuck with me anymore or no? Like what's funny is that before I had this conversation with her, I was actually actually like tearing myself up about it. I was sad. I'd already grieved the friendship before even opening my mouth to ask her if she feels the same way. Eventually, after I drove myself up the wazoo, I talked to her about it. She was like, I wish you had spoken about this earlier. I would never have like let you spend the last 3 weeks here feeling the way that you felt. Like, I wish you said something earlier. So I feel like have a conversation with a friend, and that is you standing on business. Tell the friend that you feel away, you feel distant, you feel confused, you know? And then see the way that the friend deals with it. If your friend is like working with you, like make an attempt to make you not feel like that, that's a good friend. That's someone you should keep in your life. That's someone who the distance is worth. But if it's a friend who's just like, I don't know what you're talking about, just stand it, it's not the vibe. I'm 21, stressed, living with my sister who lost her job recently, got a boyfriend that helped me pay my rent. He has been cheating, yeesh, and he thinks I shouldn't complain. That I shouldn't complain because he used to give me money. I broke up with him today because I'm so tired, but now I have a lot of responsibilities. Let me tell you something, babe. You stood on business. I told you not to turn back once you stand on that business. Stand on that business. Just because you have rent to pay, I promise you, in yourself, you have the capabilities to make that money. You don't need the man. You stood on business. Go you. Now keep going. Cheating on me and I shouldn't complain. I should just twist my lace. Hey, Stacy. Hey. My ex and I broke up 3 months ago and we've been hanging out. Every time we do, he says he wants to fix things but no actions afterwards. And I'm all up for fixing the relationship and I feel like he's leading me on because I'm not sure what he really wants. All words, no action. Do I even need to, like, dare I speak? A lot of times when we're supposed to cut somebody off or like stand on business, we know in our hearts whether or not we're supposed to be standing on business. Like, we know, we just don't do it. And it could be hard for us to swallow that pill, but I need you to swallow the pill, put your sneakers on and stop on it. Stand on that business. It doesn't matter. And then all this hanging out with your ex, like, what you doing? In the past, when I've gone through breakups, I've definitely done the whole like, let's be friends, just friends. And then we chill and now we're in this weird state of I don't know what. And now we're just like friends that kiss, you know? It's weird. Stop hanging out with your ex. Stop hanging out with your ex, first of all. Second of all, stop falling in love with potential. He said he's gonna fix it, but no action, then he's not fixing it. Simply. Like, don't even listen to his words. If you close your ears like this, it should be clear what he wants to do without audible hints. If you can't see that he's buying you flowers when you close your ears, he hasn't bought you flowers, babe. Me and this guy were talking for 2 months. Suddenly, we start having some issues. I'm complaining about the bare minimum. He tells me he knows he can do better. But 2 weeks later, I'm complaining about the same thing. We stopped talking for 2 weeks. And when we finally talk, he tells me that he thinks we should just be friends. And I'm not his priority. And I'm not sexual enough for him. Ooh. And I really miss him, but I don't know what to do. First of all, I'm not trying to bag on you. There's no going back. And I'm a big believer in what's done is done. But I will say, you knew something was wrong inside your heart. And then you dwelled on it instead of standing on business and telling him how you really feel, seeing that this person is not putting into action the type of love that you want to receive. Should have left. My dad always says, when you argue with a fool, you're a fool too. So you constantly telling this man like, oh, I need this. No. Oh, I need this. Okay, yeah, maybe next week. Oh, I need this. Like, you're just like talking to a brick wall. Like, you're a fool as well. What's done is done though. Don't do it again. When you get that gut feeling, try to be out. You save yourself the peace of mind. Also, the I'm not sexual enough for him. I feel like people run into that situation with me and I feel like I've been made to feel like I'm defected or something, like something's wrong with me because I don't want to fuck everything like a rabbit. But say something, you have standards for what you let in your poom. That's fine. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not sexual enough. You're just sexual enough. Just because you want to breed with everything you look at does not mean I need to breed with you. Tell him, boom, bye bye. I'm an international student in South Korea. About a month ago, I met this girl and I had a situationship going on with her for a few weeks, and I swear I've never felt this strong for anybody else. But then she told me that she would rather remain friends because she's only here for a year. Mind you, I'm in love with this woman. Yeesh. But agreed anyways for her sake and also mine, of course, but I still can't stop thinking about her every day. So I'm thinking about telling her how I feel because I feel like I'll regret not going for it. Okay, listen, I'm all for love. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love. However, first of all, before you open your mouth to tell her anything, I think you need to think to yourself about what love is. I think we have kind of like a misconstrued idea of love and what we think it is. And for that reason, we go chasing after the little that people give us us, and a lot of times I find like I thought that I loved all those relationships that I said that I was in, and I didn't love any of them in retrospect. When I learned to love myself, and when I learned that love is in my life already. Like I love myself, I love my family, I love, like there's already love present in my life that I don't need to go searching. Like the only love we pay attention to is the love in a relationship, and there's so much other love that comes before a relationship type of love. Once I started to expand my idea on love, what it means and how it's here and how it's there and how it's with us and how it's growing and all this stuff, the bare minimum that I got from relationship didn't excite me that much. So I want you to think about whether or not that's actually love. Like, are you actually in love with this person? In the season of singleness video that I did, I talked about love, the way that we think about love and the way that it's a little bit askew. I'll put it like over here. Yeah, try and assess if you actually love that person. And if you feel like deep down after watching that video, like you really feel like you do love this girl, say it. YOLO. That would be you standing on business. And if you get dubbed, it is what it is. If she feels the same way, if she feels as strongly as you do, the year of her being there would not be an issue. I would swim across the Pacific for love. So, I mean, maybe that's me, maybe I'm crazy, but... So basically, my situation is I'm in a long distance relationship and I've been with him for 4 years. But I met this white chocolate man. He's literally too good to be true. So good looking and so respectful. But he was in my country for 10 days on holiday. We hit it off very well. And I said, YOLO, I'll never speak to him again after these 10 days. So I decided to have fun and it was the best 10 days of my life. Unfortunately, he had to go, although he still messages and calls me every day. It's like we're in a relationship, but the conversation wasn't had. It seems like he's hinting at wanting it, but I don't think I want to have it because I'm already in a relationship. But I kind of like talking to him as well, so I don't know what I should do. Drop him or you filthy, cheating, conniving girl? I'm just kidding, I would have done the same thing. You know what? I wouldn't have done the same thing. If I was dating somebody for 4 years, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have gone on the date with the white man, but I wouldn't have gone on a date with the white man. Dating someone for 4 years. If your eyes are like one eye open when I'm sleeping, one eye. When you're with this person, like you're not absolutely in love and infatuated with the person who you've been with for 4 years, enough that you're gonna stray and go date someone else, you should break up with that person. Whether or not you end up with the white man, leave that boy alone. As for the white man, it clearly seems like he's doing better for you. I'll take go for it. Happiness is key. Happiness is great, but I think you need to break up with the first one, you know what I mean? So there's a guy I've been in a long talking stage with, and he's not making a move, although I do like him. And then back in September, I met a new guy who's my type, and he asked me out on a date, which I'm definitely going. But the first guy is now saying he wants to get serious now. What do I do? Yo, I hate men, bro. Let me ask you a question. Does the old guy know that there's a new guy? If the answer is no, are you acting different? Because sometimes when someone new comes along who's treating me better than the first person, I tend to give the first person like, as if energy. Like, it's very much, if you did it, another man will, and another man is. So, and I go until this one now messes up, and then I find another one and another one, another one, but that's a story for another day. But are you acting different? Because if he either knows that you have somebody else or he sees that you're acting standoffish, like you got someone else, let me tell you something. Men love competition. They don't love love, they love competition. And if you're a man, don't get your pennies in a French braid. I don't mean like all men. It's just it's like a, you know what I mean? Men, you know, men, you know how women do. Anyway, he probably senses competition and sees that there's somebody else and he wants to win the prize. The prize is the girl. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna win. That. Go with the next guy and just see what happens, because this is clearly not working. My friend's narcissistic and I have all classes with her till I graduate college, so I can't cut her off, and I'm only a freshman. Babe, cut her off. You're going to school to go to school. You're going to school for friendship. You're going to school for an education. Do you know how long 4 years is to go to uni? Hey Siri, how many days are in 4 years?
4 years is 1,460.97 days.
1,460.19, whatever she said, days. You know how many people you meet in the span of that time? How many situations you go through in the span of that time? How many feelings you feel in the span of that time? When I tell you that one person's not going to be constant for the 4 years, it was bound to happen. It's gonna happen. People have ups and downs, and it just is what it is. That it's not like your brother or sister. It's not your mom, your dad. It's not that deep. Cut him off and go to your school. Please. Just stop talking to them. And if they pose a problem, which they probably will because they are a narcissist. Listen, when I first moved to California, I met my first narcissist. I actually lived with the girl and she was a bit insane. But what I realized with her is that you can actually just stand on business. You could just tell her, you're insane. You need psychological help. You have a problem. You think you can control me and you will not. And I refuse. And she would obviously tweak out. Person is probably gonna come and you're literally a narcissist. You literally have problems, whether you see them or not. And you probably don't. You're probably that sick that you don't see them them yourself. Just don't argue with a fool because they'll make yourself a fool. You say your problem, state your case, and then be out. Been talking to this guy and he was all sweet in the Beningi. We hit the 3-month mark during one of our conversations. He's like, this isn't a talking stage. We just kiss and flirt. Oh. I know I'm supposed to stand on business and start treating him like a friend, but ish. One thing I hate for the girlies is when a man can like literally, like they don't even have to try. Like at least let him manipulate you. You know what I mean? Like at least let him try to convolute your mind in a way in which you're getting possessed to like, he's actually just blatantly telling you this is just a situation in which we have fun and we kiss on the mouth and you're just doing it. That's a bit embarrassing. That's a bit bad. Like I want you to love yourself enough to stand up. Treat him like a friend. When he starts acting like more than a friend, he'll get more than a friend treatment. This is the last one. I'm a Congolese girl. Free Congo. I know this is not what the video is about, but so much is happening over there that nobody is talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, do your research. They're literally being exploited in their own country. It's been happening for years now. And it's like modern day slavery. Like, it's bad. Millions of Congolese people have been murdered on their own ground and they're being used for their resources. Free Congo, for real. I'm in a sticky situation with a Congolese man, the one with the hips, who does everything but communicate with me. He asked my family members how he should approach me. The gag is we've been real close. It's emoji. But he goes days without texting me and claims he wants to be with me. His anxiety is boo-boo, caca. But that can't be the only excuse you give me. Should I give him another chance or cut him off? Why are you guys living in the parallel universe as me? Why? I'm literally in a similar situation with a Ghanaian. It's African men beating us in our own ish. I'm supposed to be your African queen. You're treating me like ish. Anyways, ish. I'm gonna use the same rationale that I'm using on myself. The fact that he does everything is a plus. But this makes me question whether it's like, do I take the places in which you fall short because you're doing so good in other places, or am I bargaining things that I just can't be bargaining with? Like, is there somebody out there that does more? Then that also makes me think like, I can't be always like a grass is greener. Like, if you don't want to, someone else will. Like, that's like no one's perfect. Like, am I actually gonna find somebody who checks all the boxes? Like, I have to like be realistic with myself. You know what I mean? He asked your family how he should approach me. That's good that he's asking your family. Like, he's already family oriented per. It's giving respectful. It's giving asking for my hand in marriage. It's giving man ga stand up like man ga act like man. But like, is he older? Because if he's older, I feel like that's why some of them are quiet. Like older African men, they just give like grandpa, papa. We win some, we lose some. I feel like you're either doing everything for me and not being entertaining, or you're literally entertaining as they can be, but doing nothing else but being an absolute clown. Going days without texting. Guys, I wish I could give you like proper advice, but I'm actually like fighting this myself. Like, if you guys have advice for me, actually put it down below because I'm actually confused. That's literally me. I'm literally on day like 4 right now, but it makes me think like, am I confused for thinking that we need to text every single day to be with each other? But like, I do want that. I do want to be text every single day. And a part of me is like, if that's what you want, if that's what you feel would make you feel loved, is a text every day, I think you should have it. And I think I should have it too. But am I being delusional? His anxiety is boo-boo caca. I kind of want to ask you if we're talking to the same person. I'm gonna look at your Instagram, girl. Hold on. I'm scared. My heart's gonna drop. How's this the way that I'm finding out? Oh my gosh, you're pretty. I'm gonna like all your pictures. Okay. Sorry. His anxiety's boo-boo caca. But like, I get it, your anxiety's boo-boo. But like, why are you not speaking to me because you're anxious? Like, if you want me so bad that you talk to my dad and my mom trying to get my hand in marriage, you should have already been over the anxiety part. Like, at this point, you just don't want to speak to me. You know what I mean? Have you ever voiced to him like, I like you, I really do, but you don't talk to me enough? And maybe be like really stern with it. Like, be like, I like, but I can't be with someone who doesn't speak to me every single day. If he wants you that bad, he'll start. Doesn't do that? Let's get back to the drawing board. That is all that I have today, guys. This one was a long one. You guys actually say you like longer videos. I don't know why you guys like listening to me yap, but I will yap as long as you want me to yap. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys actually want to see from me. I don't want to be just like talking and you guys don't actually, you know, like I want you guys to be getting what you want, you know? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so you can become part of the family. And hit the post notification bell so you get the notification whenever I post, because YouTube likes to play and not tell people when I'm posting. I'll see you guys in my next video next Friday. I love you guys severely. Have fun standing on business. Yes.
I wanna